Pachinko restorations with a short video about pachinkos, not specifically on a machine, but today we're going to talk a little bit about some of the problems that I've been hearing about from the comments and things. So I thought I'd make this video here to help you with the removal of the rails on the and maybe the nails too. Although I think I did a video on the nails, but I do go to Patchy Talk. I do go to the Facebook pages and look at the postings and so on and so forth. And I've seen some comments that people have made, and no offense to the people that are making them, but they will complain about how hard it is to do something on a pachinko machine. Please keep in mind I've done 175 of them, so I've developed some pretty good processes, and I struggled along the way. But there are ways to tear a pachinko machine apart that are simply not difficult. One of the comments that I heard was when you remove a playfield, it rips all the time, was the comment. It is rare that I have a playfield rip if it's taken off the proper way, if you will. But I did have a request for this particular video, and that is how to get the rails off of the board, get them off and put them back on. So that's what this video will be about, so stick around. Okay, so my apologies, I forgot I wanted to make this video and I got going first thing this morning. So what you're looking at are the ends of the wires that hold these rails on. Now, I've heard them referred to as cotter pins. I would not call these cotter pins at all. These are simply pieces of wire. It's flat wire cut to a specific length, and then it holds the rails to the board. So what I've done prior to starting the video is these wires are normally bent out like this, and I've gotten under each end and just lifted and pulled the ends out of the board. Now, once they come out, they are, if you can see this right here, let me see if I can get in on that one. Okay, see how the ends are at a right angle? I haven't done these yet. So basically what I'm gonna do is get them to look like these in here that I've done. You want them to be straight up and as straight as you can possibly make them with no bends or kinks or anything like that. So I just take needle nose, I straighten each wire individually, and then I get down low and squeeze it and get it so that it's straight, no kinks. And we just keep doing this until we get all of them in that position. That's where you need to get before you even attempt to pull the rails off. All right, so all of the nails are been pulled. The wires have been pulled out of the board. They've all been straightened. They're as straight as I can get them, and everything looks good on this side. So now we're going to start getting the rails off. So what you're going to need is you should have a pry tool, some sort of a pry tool, and I also have a nice 45-degree bend, pretty good size needle nose pliers. These are invaluable, and you want to have a block of wood about 3/4 thick, soft block, so it's got some give to it. Okay, so that's what you're going to need. So on the launch rail, typically on a Nisogen anyway, you're going to have a nail here and a nail here. This is a Mizuho, so there's only a nail here holding it, and on a Nisogen you would have a nail here. There's also going to be a headless nail either right here or right on the outside, depending on the manufacturer. Okay, so you start with your pry tool, and you're going to get underneath the wire, and you're just going to get them started. And the rustier they are, the harder they are to get out, believe me. And you just work them. You don't try to force much at all. Okay, so now I've created about 1/4 of an inch gap in there. So now the next thing I'm going to do is get the 45 needle nose in here. And again, I'm not trying to pull them all out at once. You just work them. And now I've got almost an inch gap in there. And now I'm going to use the board to give me the extra pry I need to get the entire length of the wire out. These are rusty. These are in pretty good, but they're still coming out. I've struggled with this in the past. I've broken these wires. I've made a mess of play fields before. So believe me, you're benefiting from years of experience struggling with this. But you just keep working them nice and easy. What you're trying to do is keep the wires straight, although you're gonna rebend them straight anyway. So if they get bent, don't worry about it. And I'm almost there. And then it gets to the point where you can almost pull them out by hand. These being rusty, that's not going to happen. There. Okay. So here's what we've got. We've got the rail with the original wires. So you're just going to separate them just enough to be able to get them off like this. Get each one of these off. And let me get them off here and then I'll finish my thought. Okay, so this goes to be cleaned. I take these once I get them all off and I put them in my sonic cleaner, and the sonic cleaner will get rid of all the rust that's on the wires. But if you look at what we've got, you've got a nice, relatively straight wire, and when you go to put them back on, you're simply going to put them right back through the rail, and you're just going to push them down. We'll talk about the holes in the board later, but you're just going to reverse the process to put them back on. So again, it's a difficult task. If you've never done it this way, it's a very difficult task. If you're trying it other ways, and again, I've tried many ways to get these things off, and this has just become, for me, the easiest, most efficient way to take these things off. So I'm going to just do the same thing to get the other two rails off, or in this case, this is one big rail. Most of the time on an Isogen, there's an inner rail and an outer rail, so you have three rails. This one, there's only going to be two. This is one big rail, but the process is still the same. There's that extra nail there that I was talking about. So that's how you do that. Much easier than some of the other methods that we've heard about. So hope that helps you.